Hi, my name is Brian Heimel. I'm the founder of For Sale by Investor, FSBTools.com. It's FSBITools.com. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard of For Sale by Owner, or FSBO. Just about everyone knows what a FSBO is. I'm the crazy guy trying to make everybody know what FSB is. We are an online marketing and advertising platform that showcases properties that are sold at discounts and or with incentives. Now, if you've seen the news lately, you probably know that there's a few assets out there that are being sold at discounts and or with incentives. Roughly 40% of all properties in the US right now are being sold at a discount and or with incentives in the open market. We are an online we're a technology company that focuses on an online platform that creates solutions for investors, individuals, and institutions to be able to showcase, market, manage, and advertise those properties in a more meaningful way. One of the challenges currently with institutions turning around to sell the assets as they're selling pools is they actually are still using Excel spreadsheets. So all the data, or a snapshot of the data for a particular asset, is basically just put on an Excel spreadsheet and then pushed out to a few investors and or pushed out to realtors in the open market. We've created an online platform that allows us to be able to pull and capture the data for those assets, be able to bring them in a online user-friendly environment that allows for both institutional investors, large private investors, and individuals the ability to be able to search through, see all of the properties that are being showcased, and then track and manage all of the information and the data for the institutions and or the individual investors that are posting properties online. We are a B2C business. Our operation runs in such a way that we actually don't take a real estate commission. We take a listing or a posting fee dependent upon how many assets an institution or an individual is looking to post and or manage online. One of the things that's really unique about us, though, is shy of a foreclosure.com or a realtytrack.com, those platforms, you have the ability to push out and post properties, but typically the platform is actually just pulling in public records and public data, and so it's not very good data. If you're a buyer or an investor in real estate and you've ever gone to foreclosure.com or realtytrack.com, you'll find that all of that great public information that they give you is pretty useless, because at the end of the day, although someone has had a notice of default filed, it doesn't mean that they want to sell their house, they can sell their house, or that it's even a deal. And a lot of the data that's on there is outdated information. And so what we're priding ourselves on is only properties that are being showcased with discounts and or with incentives go on our site. We've created a bunch of just really intuitive marketing, advertising, contact management tools for agents. And so we've brought in all of these different technologies, scraped away everything that doesn't make sense, that people don't really use anyway, and put everything that's meaningful, useful, under one platform, under one roof. And that's really what FSB is. We have internal email broadcasting systems, contact management systems, lead generation systems, auto-generated marketing and advertising. And we bring it in a way that it's extremely user-friendly, and it just makes a lot of sense to the user, and it makes it so that it's easier for anyone from a homeowner that's just trying to sell their property and they're offering at a deal, to a big institution that wants to put up hundreds of millions or billions of dollars worth of assets at once. We launched the company here recently. The official launch from the company was August 27th. We have about 1.5 billion in assets online, which is a really, really small piece of the marketplace. Currently, in the month of September, as an example, there was 115,000 homes that were actually taken back by the banks. And that's just homes. The commercial marketplace is substantially broader than that, and positioned that over the next 2, 3, 5 years, we'll see more and more of that inventory come online. But experts are guessing that the inventory that will come online is anywhere between 1.5 trillion to $3 trillion. It's trillion. It's a lot of assets. It's a lot of money. And so it creates a great marketplace for us right now. The timing's right. We've created, built, and developed a product. It's working functionally. It's absolutely beautiful. You get an opportunity to, you can post up to 2,700 properties with photos in about 60 seconds. And we have, and it's fantastic. A little bit about me and the background of the company. I originally started the company in 2005. I like the name, the whole FSBO thing. I thought it was pretty fantastic. My background though is real estate investment finance, and so I'd go out and buy apartment buildings and convert them into condos. We did about 1,900 transactions, me and some partners throughout the U.S. Buy pieces of land and assemble, do different land assemblies, go through the entitlement process and sell them off to bigger developers and or builders. And you know, as throughout my career, as I've been working in both the real estate investment finance side, the actual lending side as a mortgage lender, broker, or wholesaler, and or in the field buying, selling assets, I saw a disconnect between all of these services. As a real estate agent or as a professional investor, if I want to really broadcast my property out there and I want to do adequate marketing for a property, I have to sign up for 15 different services, know 15 different passwords, and every time I need to push and pull information, I have to upload it 15 times. So what I've done is I saw some of the challenges in the marketplace and started developing our own unique system at middle of 2006, and I primarily used FSBE as nothing more than a holding company. In 2006, I had started kind of a beta version 1.0 to really test and see if this idea I had of creating a product that could do all of these things would have any legs in the open market. From that point, after I had created the initial version of the system, I was very well received by the people that I had showcased it to, the investors and real estate agents in the marketplace. There was one challenge though, and it was a big one, and that was the fact that it wasn't scalable, the initial model that I had created. And so over the next year and a half, I slowly started building up and pulling in money from other investments of mine together and started building version 2.0, which we launched in August. And December of 2009, I assembled a team of incredible people that I trust for our advisory committee. Dr. Dinesh Patel from V-Spring Capital, Robert Grudy, the former CEO of PHH and the former COO of GMAC Bank, Frank Suter, who's a local attorney in Utah and board member for Ally Bank and Regency Blue Cross Blue Shield, Mike Vanderhoof from Cambria Capital Asset Management, and a gentleman by the name of Blaine Walker with Real Source Capital. He's also on the board of the National Association of Commercial Realtors. And I brought in all of these people because I knew one of my biggest shortfalls, although I created a great product and I ran the investment side, I don't have much experience on actually creating a big functioning, working, breathing business with lots of employees and people and huge marketing initiatives. And it was important for me that if I'm going after an investor marketplace, that I have the expertise behind me to be able to guide me to ensure that I'm adequately addressing concerns and creating products around what's really missing in the marketplace and not just what I think is missing in the marketplace from my limited scope. And so I brought all of them in, created a private placement memorandum the 1st of 2010. The private placement memorandum, just quick overview, company's valuation is $2 million before capital. I've taken 35% of the company to raise capital, which represents $700,000. I've taken 20% of the company and actually given it back to the company to hire key management and key people that work with and around the company. And then I've retained 45% of the company. To date, I've raised $160,000 over the last 10 months. I've invested a little over $80,000 myself. Prior to creating the private placement and phase one of the project and everything else, I've got a little over 180 grand into it. So total, I put in a little over $250,000 myself, which is a lot of money for a young guy like me, but I believe in it. And I know that this product is positioned to do very, very well in the market. The biggest challenge now, though, is because I've been focusing so much on the steak and not the sizzle, so much on creating a quality product with the right people and ensuring that we have a very focused strategic overview for each one of the market segments that we're trying to penetrate. The challenging part is the capital that I've raised has helped me complete the product, and now we have to take that product to market. And we're dealing in a marketplace where Foreclosure.com and RealtyTrack.com, two of the major players in this market, are spending anywhere between $1,500 to $15,000 a day on their cost per click campaigns. And so for us, it's imperative that we have the capital to not only market and advertise our product platform, but be able to have the operations in place that can support and build and grow a business that can be very viable and make us all a lot of money. And so what I'm looking for currently is $540,000, and that represents about 28% of 28% of the remaining market for our capital raise. I've attached a lot of great information, though, and if you have an opportunity, please take the time to view our executive summary. I've spent a lot of time putting that together. I've spent a lot of time putting all this documentation together. It's pretty overwhelming as an entrepreneur. You get this great idea, or you envision what this is going to become. And in the world of real estate, it's pretty easy. If I'm building a building and I go and I have a vision of what the building is going to be, draw it down, go to an investor and say, hey, it's going to cost us X, we're going to get Y, we're picking it up for Z. Raising capital, especially in this market, it's been substantially more challenging and quite a learning experience with learning everything I didn't know until I had to know it. So imagine as an investor going to the AngelSoft platform and not having the opportunity to look at investor videos and their documentations, because a lot of the entrepreneurs haven't put them up yet. It's kind of the chicken and the egg thing, and vice versa. As an entrepreneur, I wouldn't spend so much time and energy and money putting together the packagings that I put together to present to you unless I knew that you were there on the other end of the fence. And that's really one of the challenges that we're facing now as a company, is we've got this great platform that brings both the buyers and sellers together. The challenging part is that if you don't have the buyers, then you won't have the sellers. If you don't have the sellers, then you don't have the buyers. And so our offering's a pretty big offering in the sense of what we're trying to accomplish is not a small feat. It takes a lot of focus. It's going to take a lot of execution on our strategies. And I'd love to have you have an opportunity to look further into our platform. Thank you very much for taking the time today. Please feel free to go to FSBTools.com. It's FSBITOOLS.com. Or as I tell everyone when I'm talking to them on the phone, Frank Sam Boy Igloo Tools.com. And sign up for a free membership, and you'll be able to have an opportunity to play with and look at and better understand the different tool sets and the breadth of what our offering really is. So thank you so much for taking the time. Have a great day, and stroke me a check for $540 grand. Thanks.